What can I say about UFC, let's face it, legend Derek Lewis that hasn't already been said? Both the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. I mean, I don't know something that I could say about Derek Lewis that is completely original. The guy is uh, the guy is a I don't know, amalgamation of so many different things, but I think that's what really makes him memorable, and that's why I refer to him as a legend. And what he did against Talison Teixeira yesterday was nothing short of amazing. And it seems like Derek Lewis somehow is able to do those things again and again at the best moments, at the moments where people are just starting to forget about Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis does something amazing that makes everybody remember once again how great and how memorable he is. The guy flying kneed Lima, right? I forget the heavyweight fighter's first name, but his last name is Lima. And in Derek Lewis's fight against him, right out the gate, flying knee, heavyweight fighter, 200 upwards of what 250, 60 pounds, heavyweight fighter pulls a flying knee out the gate, knocks his opponent out. Not like flat out, but he straight up drops Lima with it. Lima is overwhelmed, falls to the ground. Derek Lewis follows up with ground and pound and is able to finish the fight. Derek Lewis is amazing, and what he did against Lima, more specifically, is the epitome of the, now popular saying of rent is due or rent was due. Derek Lewis's rent was due. He was about to get cut before he fought Lima, and he got that contract sent right to him after destroying Lima in the first round with a flying knee as a heavyweight. I cannot get over the fact that Derek Lewis got in really good shape for that fight and threw up that flying knee and destroyed his opponent. He got in really, really good shape for this fight against Talison Teixeira. He looked great. I mean, look, check him out at the weigh-ins for this past fight. He looked phenomenal compared to how he usually comes in to fight. In really, really good shape. So it seems like every time Derek Lewis comes in such good shape, he is going to show out. And I think there's a part that excites me about that, and there's a part that makes me a bit frustrated about that, because it just makes me think how great Derek Lewis could have been if he went full throttle all the time. But there are complications. He did have complications outside of the cage, especially early on in his career or just before his career even started. But I don't know. There's something to Derek Lewis that I feel like has the potential to, or would have had the potential to send him to the top. It frustrates me that Derek Lewis never had a UFC strap put around his waist by Dana White. By that I mean a championship. It frustrates me that Derek Lewis never won a championship, because to me, like, he just seems that good at the best moments. That being said, every time he has one of these moments, it is against a guy that isn't necessarily a top guy. But Derek Lewis still has, some wins against top guys. It's just that, in these crazy moments, they're not really against top guys. So, he just had this crazy knockout against Teixeira. I told you about the knockout against Lima. Nobody really knows who Teixeira or Lima is, Despite that, Derek Lewis he's great, man. And what he did was amazing. And I think we really have to we're really going to have to consider a Derek Lewis title run. It's weird for me to say, just because of how far Derek Lewis has been from the title picture for quite a while now, but I don't know, man. We got to start thinking about a Derek Lewis title run, man. I think we might just get Derek Lewis versus Tom Aspinall, especially given how absent any competition has been in the heavyweight division for quite some time, especially in comparison to Tom Aspinall. Nobody could really touch him. I don't even think Derek Lewis has a really, really high percentage of touching Tom, but I mean, when compared to the other heavyweights, it doesn't. It's not like Derek Lewis is that far off. So we might as well put Derek Lewis against Tom and see what happens. He's got the puncher's chance. Obviously, he used it against Teixeira, who was a monster. I mean, Talison Teixeira, I think, what is it, like 6'6", 6'7"? He's a giant in there. And Derek Lewis was able to get past those long arms and land a shot, while not being able to see out of one of his eyes because Teixeira took that away from him early. So, Derek Lewis has the puncher's chance in any fight that he's in because of how much power he has. So I think he could definitely utilize that against Tom. But Tom has a ton of power as well. So I don't know where to go with that one. But either way, staying on the topic of just how awesome Derek Lewis is, this is just insane. And then what he says afterwards is insane about the wife thing. Before he talked about Putin and Trump and everything like that. There's a whole KFC Popeyes thing that he did too. I mean, he's just funny. He's a funny guy. He's memorable. I think, above all, it's just his memorability that, has made him so popular. He does things that make people remember him. And I think that's what makes him a legend, despite him not even having, a championship to his name. But still, he is the one and only Derek Lewis, man. He really is. And I think this, of course, like I said, sets him pretty far up in the heavyweight division. And especially when looking at the caliber of competition in heavyweight right now, it's not ridiculous to put Derek Lewis and Tom Aspinall in the cage at some point in the near future. Just not ridiculous to do it. Just given how many people have been losing in embarrassing fashion to Tom Aspinall, you got to try to find somebody to at least challenge Tom. And although I do believe Tom Aspinall will likely beat Derek Lewis has the puncher's chance, and he's got a comedically, I think comedically is the right word, but Derek Lewis has a funny way of counteracting the grappling ability of Tom Aspinall too, which is to just get up. Derek Lewis has that that counterattack to any jiu-jitsu or wrestling or ground game specialist that may come his way, and that is to simply just get up. In Derek Lewis's opinion and perception, do I think that'll work against Tom? No, but again, if there's anybody who can be a wild card and throw anything into any fight he's in, it's Derek Lewis. If there's anybody that can utilize the puncher's chance to the best of his ability, it'll be Derek Lewis. Of course, Derek is not really known for hanging on through a full 5-round fight, but early on, he's definitely got the puncher's chance. But again, Tom does too. So makes it interesting, makes it fun. We'll see what happens. Like I said, Derek hasn't really been near title contention for quite a while, and yet heavyweight division competition is just so low at this point that you might as well throw Derek Lewis at Tom and see what happens, But it's the fight game, and anything can happen. Overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. Most importantly, turn the notifications on. I love each and every one of you guys. I am Mr. Fight Companion from Glove Knowledge, and I'll see you all in the next.